That moment when a woman's eyes meet yours across a room, and for a split second everything else fades. The noise, the people, the movement, all of it disappears, and suddenly you're aware of something quiet but powerful happening between you and her. It's not loud, it's not obvious, but it's strong enough to make your chest tighten and your thoughts slow down. You tell yourself it was nothing, just coincidence, just timing, just a random glance. But deep down, something in you knows that isn't true, because you don't remember the thousand eyes that never looked at you. You remember the one that did, and the question stays with you longer than the moment itself. Why did she look at me like that? Most men spend their lives replaying these moments in their head. Was she interested? Was she just being polite? Did I imagine it? And that uncertainty quietly shapes how they see themselves. Here's what no one ever explains clearly. A woman's eye contact is never as empty as we pretend it is. It carries information, emotion, intention, and if you don't understand what's being communicated in those few silent seconds, you will either overestimate it or miss it completely. This video will change that. When a woman looks directly into your eyes, your nervous system reacts before your mind has time to interpret what's happening. That tight feeling in your chest, that sudden awareness of yourself, that subtle shift in your posture, none of it is accidental. It's biology responding to social meaning. Eye contact is one of the oldest forms of human communication. Long before language, our ancestors used it to detect danger, trust, and connection. That instinct is still active inside you. So when a woman meets your gaze, your body instantly begins to evaluate the moment. Am I being noticed? Am I being chosen? Am I being measured? And yes, you are. A woman's eyes are not just for seeing, they are emotional instruments. Through them, she reads your confidence, your steadiness, your self-control. She senses whether you feel comfortable being seen or whether attention makes you tense. That's why the moment feels heavy. Not because it means everything, but because it means something. In those few seconds, you are no longer invisible. You are present in her awareness. And for a man, being seen in that way triggers both desire and vulnerability at the same time. Most men misunderstand this reaction. They think the feeling means attraction is guaranteed, or they panic and assume it means rejection is coming, but the truth is simpler and deeper. It means you are being evaluated emotionally, not judged, just read, and how you respond to being seen matters more than you realize. When a woman holds eye contact with you for more than a brief, polite glance, something subtle is happening beneath the surface. She isn't deciding whether you're handsome enough or impressive enough. She's sensing something far more important. She's asking herself without words, is he calm? Is he emotionally steady? Does he feel safe to be around? This is the first hidden test most men never realize they're taking. And this is where many of them fail, not because they lack value, but because they reveal insecurity too quickly. Some men look away in fear, as if being seen makes them uncomfortable. Others stare too intensely, silently hoping for approval. Both reactions send the same message: I need something from you. But emotional attraction doesn't grow from need. It grows from presence. A woman watches how you handle being seen. Do you shrink? Do you inflate yourself? Or do you simply remain grounded? When you can hold her gaze without tightening your body, without forcing a smile, without trying to prove anything, you communicate emotional leadership. You show that you are centered in yourself, not dependent on her reaction to feel secure. And that calm, unspoken confidence is rare. Eye contact in that moment is not an invitation, it's a doorway. Whether it opens or closes depends entirely on how you show up in those few silent seconds. Not all eye contact means the same thing. Most men treat every look as either interest or rejection, but women communicate in far more subtle layers. If you don't understand the difference, you will misread the signal and sabotage the moment. 1. Curious eye contact. This is when her eyes soften, her face relaxes, and she may slightly tilt her head while looking at you. There is no tension, no sharpness, just awareness. This means she has noticed you and is open to sensing your energy. She isn't committed to anything yet, but she's allowing you into her emotional field. 2. Guarded eye contact. Here, her jaw tightens, her eyebrows may lift slightly, and her expression feels alert. The gaze is direct but not warm. This is not attraction. This is assessment. She's deciding whether you feel safe, unpredictable, or emotionally stable. Many men mistake this for flirting and push forward only to feel shut down moments later. 3. Emotional eye contact. This is the rare one. Her body becomes still, her eyes slow down. There's no rush in her expression. This signals comfort, and comfort is the foundation of real attraction. In this state, she isn't guarding herself. She's simply present with you. Men who understand this don't rush to talk. They don't try to impress. They allow the moment to exist, and that calm presence often deepens her interest without a single word being spoken. One of the most painful misunderstandings men carry is the belief that eye contact guarantees action, that if a woman looks at you with intensity or curiosity, something is supposed to happen next. But attraction doesn't work that way. A look can be real, a feeling can be real, and still nothing may ever come from it. Why? Because a woman's nervous system is always weighing more than desire. It considers timing, environment, past experiences, emotional safety, and social context. A spark may appear in her eyes, but if her body doesn't feel stable in the moment, that spark doesn't turn into movement. This is why some men walk away confused. The connection felt strong, the moment felt charged, but the outcome never arrived. That doesn't mean you were rejected. It means the emotional conditions didn't align. When you understand this, you stop taking these moments personally. You no longer collapse into self-doubt or create fantasies that trap you emotionally. You learn to respect the difference between awareness and intention, and that emotional maturity makes you far more attractive than chasing a reaction ever could. The moment most men destroy their own potential is not when a woman looks at them. It's what they do inside themselves right after. They see a look, they feel a spark, and immediately their mind begins to write a story. She's interested. This could be something. I have to act now. That internal rush creates pressure, and pressure changes your energy. You become tense, eager, and emotionally forward without realizing it. Women feel this shift instantly. What was once a moment of curiosity becomes a moment of discomfort, not because you said something wrong, but because your presence changed. You stopped being grounded and started seeking something from her. Attraction doesn't fade because you weren't good enough. It fades because you became too invested too fast. A single look is not a contract. It's not a promise. It's a doorway. When you attach fantasy to it, you walk through that doorway alone, and she feels it. The man who keeps his emotional center doesn't chase the moment. He allows it to unfold naturally, and paradoxically, that restraint is what often keeps her attention. A grounded man doesn't react to eye contact the way most men do. He doesn't rush. He doesn't perform. He doesn't try to impress or extract meaning. He simply stays present. When a woman looks at him, he meets her gaze with calm awareness. His body remains relaxed. His breathing stays steady. There is no hunger in his eyes, no tension in his face. This quiet composure sends a powerful message without a single word. I am comfortable being seen. I don't need anything from you to feel secure. And that emotional self-containment is rare. Most men become reactive when they're noticed. They either pull back or lean forward too much. A grounded man does neither. He allows the moment to breathe. In that space, something interesting happens. She feels safe. She feels unpressured. She feels free to stay curious. And curiosity is the seed of attraction. You don't create this by trying. You create it by being emotionally stable enough to not need an outcome. That's what makes your presence quietly magnetic. Most men think eye contact is about attraction, but that's only part of the truth. Before anything romantic can grow, a woman is unconsciously asking one question: how do I feel in his presence? Eye contact is how her nervous system answers that. When she looks at you, she's not just seeing your face. She's sensing your emotional state, your calm, your tension, your steadiness, your neediness. If your presence feels predictable and grounded, her body relaxes. If your presence feels reactive or hungry, her body tightens. This is why two men can receive the same look and get completely different outcomes. One feels safe, the other feels unstable, and safety is what allows attraction to stay alive. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or distant. It means you have to be emotionally regulated. You have to be comfortable inside yourself whether she responds or not. When you offer that kind of emotional environment, a woman doesn't just notice you, she feels at ease around you. And ease is far more powerful than excitement. One look can be accidental, two looks suggest curiosity, but repeated glances across time reveal something deeper: attention. When a woman keeps finding your eyes, even briefly, it means your presence has entered her awareness. You are no longer part of the background. You are part of her mental landscape. This doesn't mean she's ready to act. It means she's processing you. Each return glance is a small emotional pulse, a moment where she checks in with how she feels about you. Comfort, curiosity, or caution all show up here. Most men either ignore these signals or overreact to them. They either miss the window entirely or turn subtle interest into pressure. The grounded man does something different. He notices the pattern, not the single moment. He allows the rhythm to unfold without forcing it, and that patience creates space for attraction to grow naturally.